children. Today I'm going to discuss with you a new different lesson, that is a class 5 moon and artificial satellites. I mean to say different means it's very interesting, children, and I would like to talk to you about this basically with the solar system. I would like to connect my chapter with the solar system, because you are all aware of the 9 planets. So 9 no, 9 are not there. No, why 9 is not there? Pluto, it is vanished. No, so we got only 8 planets, correct. Now first I would like to show you the solar system, then I will come into our topic. Okay, yeah, this is solar system, children. See how beautiful we are living in this. We are a part of this solar system. Why I told this? Yes, I know that you are very clever. You will answer, I know. Earth is one of the 9 planets. No, sorry, not 9, 8. So Earth is one of the 8 planets. And just I would like to have a recap. I'll tell the recap. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Okay, we are here on the Earth. No, that is why we are part of this beautiful system, solar system. Go. The moon. Our topic name is moon and the artificial satellites. First we will discuss about the moon, children. Here, a moon, when we see this moon, we see the moon in the night, no? But is he there in the daytime? Yes, he is there in the daytime also. Because of the sunlight only, we are not able to see the moon. We will speak about the moon. 2-3 points I would like to give it to you. Just note it down. I already told you in my last video. Keep a pencil and a book so that whatever you feel the important points I am going to tell you, just note it down in a short form. The moon is the brightest object in the night sky, and it has no light of its own, children. The moon shines at the night because it gets the sunlight reflected on it, and since the moon is nearer to the earth, it appears to be bigger than the stars. Okay, because it is very nearer to the earth, no? So it appears to be the very biggest than the stars. And the moon on the earth is the only natural satellites. Here, the moon is the only earth's natural satellite. This moon is the natural satellite for our earth. Okay, next. The surface of the moon. I would like to discuss about the surface of the moon here, children. On this surface, you can see, this is our moon. And I would like to speak about the surface of the moon. On this surface, you got saucer-shaped holes on the moon. On the moon only, you have the saucer-shaped holes. How these saucer-shaped holes are formed on the moon, children? Because due to the surface of the moon appears to consist of the bright and dark patches. Also, you have bright and dark patches on this. Why? They are called, just now I told, craters. The craters are the saucer-shaped holes that have been made when the lumps of rocks and iron called meteorites hit the moon's surface. Okay, they are called craters. C-R-A-T-E-R-S, craters. These are the saucer-shaped holes which you can be able to see on the moon. Okay, these craters can be seen from the earth with the help of a telescope. Can you see them with a naked eye? No. It is hundreds and thousands and lakhs of kilometers away from us, the moon. So you will be able to see these craters on the moon, the saucer-shaped holes. Just now I spoke, no, craters, with the help of an instrument called telescope. What is the name of the instrument, children? It is called as a telescope. Now we will speak about the different phases in the moon. Okay, what are different phases of the moon? What are they? The first is the new moon, crescent moon. You can see the shape of the moon. See how it is. Every day you go out and observe the moon at the night, no? Yes, everybody will observe. So some days you can see this crescent moon, and this is the half moon. This also we will find in the sky. Then the gibbous moon. This also we can see in the sky. Then this is the full moon. This is a full moon. What do you mean by a full moon? You can see the full moon, and Telugu we call this as Paurnami or Purnima. And this is a new moon. Is nothing but you cannot see the moon in the sky. It's a Amavasya. Okay, children. Now Yes, children. Now we will talk about waxing. What is waxing? The increasing size of the lighted part of the moon is called waxing. Just now I showed you the new moon picture, crescent moon, half moon, gibbous moon, full moon. No, in that the increasing of the size of the lighted part of the moon is called waxing. Now, what is waning? W-A-N-I-N-G. Okay, what is waning? The decreasing size of the lighted part of the moon is called waning. See children, look at this. I'll show you. It will be very easy to you. See, this is the lighted part is increasing here now. It has become full moon now, from the new moon to full moon. So that's why this is called waxing. Now here you see, it is decreasing now. The lighted part has decreased now. See, so that's why this process is called waning. The decreasing size of the lighted part of the moon is called waning. Yes. Now, we will see the landing on the moon, children. This is a very interesting topic. Next, I would like to show you some pictures which are given in the textbook. See children, he is the person, his name is Yuri Gagarin, the first man to go into the space. Okay, that means into the space first in this whole world. He is only the first person who landed up into the space. Next is Valentina Tereshkova. She is the first woman to go into the space. He is the man and she is the first woman to go into the space. Next is Rakesh Sharma. This person is the first Indian to go into the space. Okay. Next, Kalpana Chawla. She is the first Indian woman to go into the space. Okay children, clear? Now, I would like to tell you one more interesting word, that is a interesting fact. Apollo 11 was the spaceship that took 3 American astronauts, Neil Armstrong, Edwin Aldrin and Michael Collins. Okay, Apollo 11. I will show you the pictures of them, just have a look. See, Neil Armstrong, Michael Collins, Edwin Aldrin. They are the 3 persons who landed up into the space, and they brought some rock samples also and soil also to the earth. This landing on the moon was followed by many more successful missions to the moon. Okay, so this is the first spaceship into the space is Apollo 11. Okay children. Now we are going to talk about solar eclipse and lunar eclipse, children. Anyway, you know these words, you have learned in your lower classes, but I would like to again explain it to you clearly because it is there in our textbook, in our lesson. So solar eclipse. First see here children, this is the solar eclipse. What is a solar eclipse? First we will talk about the eclipse, children. What is an eclipse? Eclipse is nothing but the shadows of the earth and the moon produced by sunlight are called eclipse. Eclipses or eclipse. When the shadows of the earth and the moon they are falling on and they are produced by the sunlight, they are called as eclipses. Okay. Next, when the earth comes in between the sun and the moon in a straight line while revolving around the sun, okay, and the earth casts its shadow on the moon, it blocks the light of the sun to reach the moon. Light of the sun to reach the moon. So it blocks the light of the sun to reach the moon. Hence the moon cannot be seen partially or wholly. So this is called as, this position is called as lunar eclipse. So this is known as a lunar eclipse. Lunar only, the word is showing that it is a moon eclipse. That means the moon gets partially or wholly cannot be seen. Okay. So that's why this is called as lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse. This is lunar eclipse. Next we are talking about the solar eclipse. What is a solar eclipse? The same name only is telling you here, solar eclipse. Solar is related to sun. Okay. So see here, I will explain this. When the moon comes in between the sun and the earth, when the moon comes in between the sun and the earth, the moon casts the shadow on the earth. The people in certain parts of the earth cannot see the sun at all, or see it only partially for some time. So this position of this propaganda or consequence is called as solar eclipse. Okay. Now here you can see sometimes partial solar eclipse also, and sometimes you can see the total solar eclipse also. In the same way, here partial lunar eclipse also sometimes, and partial total lunar eclipse also sometimes. Okay children, now this is only the basic knowledge I would like to give you, which is given in the minimum in the textbook. That is enough for you. Okay, next we will talk about the tides. So this is about the solar and the lunar eclipse. Now going back into the next topic is tides. Oh, what is a tide, children? Just now I told that I am going to speak about a tide, no? What is a tide? The tide is nothing but the regular rising and falling of the level of water in the sea or ocean is called tide or tides. Okay, the regular rising and falling of the level of water in the sea or ocean is called tides. So where can you see these tides? There will be a high tide sometimes, low tide sometimes. We can see these tides in the oceans and seas. Why they are formed? Because of the gravitational force of the moon. Okay children, sometimes the highest tide occur on the full moon and the new moon day. You know that? So please keep a book and pen or pencil. I already told you, note down this. This is the definition of the tide. Again I am repeating children for you. Please note it down. The regular rising and falling of the level of water in the sea or ocean is called tide. Now I would like to share with you one interesting fact. The India has sent its first space shuttle, children, to the moon, and it is called as Chandrayaan-1 in 2008. The National Space Agency of India, that is ISRO, launched this mission on 2nd October 2008 from Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Next we are going to talk about a very interesting topic, artificial satellites. 3, 2, 1. Yes children, now we are going to talk about artificial satellites. What are the artificial satellites? The name only is telling now artificial. An artificial satellite is a human-made object that has been purposely placed into the orbit around the earth or other planets to perform special functions. That means they are human-made satellites. That's why they are called as artificial satellites. Okay. So I would like to give you some information about this artificial satellite. But before that, I will ask you to note it down, this definition of the artificial satellite. Please note it down. I have written it for you clearly so that it will be very easy for you. If you study this, if you listen to my class, if you read it, you will have a quick recap. And again, I am telling you very easily, you will be able to pass in your exam and you will be able to get full marks. An artificial satellite is a human-made object that has been purposely placed into the orbit around the earth or other planets to perform special functions. Now, what is the first artificial satellite is called? First artificial satellite. Satellite is nothing but the meaning is a fellow traveler, and it was launched by the Soviet Union USSR on October 4th, 1957. The first artificial satellite is called, the name of the satellite is Sputnik. Sputnik 1. Sputnik 1. Okay children, understood? Now, I would like to give you some more interesting information. The first Indian artificial satellite named Aryabhatta was launched on 19th April 1975. Okay. So, what is the name of the first Indian artificial satellite? Aryabhatta. Yes children, this is Aryabhatta, was the first Indian satellite which was launched on 19th April 1975. Now, some of the more satellites that their uses are also given in the textbook. I would like to mention the satellite names only children. What are they? Some more satellites. weather satellites, astronomical satellites, communication satellites, remote sensing satellites, military satellites, navigation satellites, scientific satellites. Okay children, and one more I would like to tell you one interesting, I would like to ask you this question. You put the answer in the comment box, and if you have any doubts you can put your doubts in the comment box so that I can clear them. What was the first Indian launched mission from Sriharikota on 5th November 2013? Okay, this is the question I am asking you. You have to put the answer in the comment box. Okay. Next, I would like to talk to you about the last topic. That is the last topic which is given in the textbook is the space travel. Okay, children. Yes, children. I told you now we are going to talk about the space travel. What is a space travel? Space travel is nothing but we are when we first started our space travel into the space, that is we as a humans we entered into the space. That is why it's called space travel. And the person who is visiting it is known as, what is the name of that person? We can't normally with this body, you can't go just directly travel into the space. No, he's called an astronaut. You are all aware of that. You all are aware of that, I know, because from the lower classes only you will be having so many aims of that I should become an astronaut, all those, no. So astronaut, ASTRONAUTS, those persons who travel into the space are known as astronauts. Now Rakesh Sharma, Kalpana Chawla and Sunita Williams are famous astronauts of Indian origin. They are from India only, and they have made us proud and also inspired us. The astronauts go into the space in space shuttle. These space shuttles are launched from the specific place by means of rockets. Okay, they are launched from by means of these space shuttles. They are launched from by the means of rockets. Okay, after the completion of the mission, the space shuttles come back to land at the special landing sites. Okay, so the astronauts go into the space in the space shuttle, and the space shuttles are launched from the specific place by means of rockets. You all are aware of rockets, no? You know, they'll start their counting it from ISRO also. Sometimes they show in movies also, like Mangalyaan. You would have seen the Mission Mangalyaan movie, no? Akshay Kumar is the hero. In that you can see this rocket, 3, 2, 1, they'll be telling, no, like that. So from the rocket will be launched into the space. Now the astronauts conduct various experiments, and these astronauts are highly trained to carry out the tasks. Okay, like spacewalking, monitoring each other health and conducting experiment. And the astronauts know exactly what to do in the case of emergencies also, children. The astronauts wear special space suits. They wear special space suits. They'll have special dress. See, when you're going to school, you are wearing a uniform, no? Like that, the astronauts also, they wear space suits. Okay, that is, with that only they can enter into the space, with the space suit only. Without that, it is very difficult. They can't enter into the space. These suits create a small atmosphere around their bodies, as there is no air in the space. But the modern astronauts are likely to be computer experts or scientists with technical skills and expert knowledge that could be useful in the space. Okay, children, I would like to show you the picture of the astronaut. Just have a check. See, children, the picture of an astronaut. Interesting, no? This is given in your textbook only. Just go through full lesson. You will get a full, neat, clear idea. Okay, children. Now, this is the end of the lesson. And thank you for watching my video. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel Sri Vidyarambam Academy. And please support us and subscribe the channel. And you have any doubts, please put in the comment box. I will be the very happiest person to answer you and clear your doubts. Thank you. I will be back with one more lesson in a very short time. Thank you and have a nice day.